what's going on YouTube? Welcome back. Going to be moving super fast through this video, explaining exactly how we managed to scale this brand from less than $2,000 a day to now sitting at about $10,000 a day between the stores. Actually, today should hopefully be our first $10,000 day. Fucking really good margins, 35 to 40% margins. And the way we were able to do this, I'm going to explain exactly how later in the video. So if you guys are interested in that, just stay tuned. If you guys have any follow-up questions, follow me on Instagram, message me on there. I'm not going to try and hard sell you on anything, but yeah, just here to help. So moving back to the start of April, I just want to take this back, show you how fucking fast this shit picked up. So we were searching for winning angles for this brand for about, I'd say about a month, a little bit more than a month actually. I believe we did 35 tests, static and video tests. I'll break that down later in the video as well because it's pretty complex. You can see start of April, no winning angle found, $1,000 a day, sitting at about 23% margins. 2nd of April was when we found the winning creative, found the winning angle. You can see straight away up 30%. And this continued for the next few days until now, where we are at $4,500 for the day, and it is almost 8 p.m. So we still have over 4 hours actually until the end of the day. So I'm pretty confident that we can do $6,000 on this brand. We have a UK store. We also have a Canadian store, which are currently cooking, and they should hopefully bring us in enough revenue to take us over that $10,000 mark. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you into the profit sheet and kind of show you that really quickly. Yeah, I'm going to break down the items for you guys now. This app is called Ad What Cost. I don't know. We use it. It's pretty good. It's been accurate for us. We'll go back to the 1st of April. This is going to be super quick. I want it to be just for you guys to get a bit of an understanding. We were around 25% margins or 23% margins here before tax. We actually get this tax money back. Not always, but since we've been fulfilling the orders by ourselves, we're actually able to claim that for GST and get the money back. As if we're shipping from China, then this is our raw margin, 15%. I'll skip forward to today. You guys can see the progress in just 1 week. 33%. I expect this to finish up at around 27, 28%. Potentially $2,500 to $3,000 in profit. But I'll show you guys yesterday. You can see that we probably finished up around, so we actually finished up yesterday at around 36, 37% margins. Which is good. So sitting between 35 to 40% at the moment. All right, now I'm going to show you exactly how I did all this. Boys, this is fucking insane. I really don't want you guys to watch to the very end for this because there's going to be so much value. I went out, I found a new product, and I pretty much applied the exact strategy which I'm going to be teaching you in a second to a new product so you guys can take it. You can take the ChatGPT prompts, as you can see here. I'm going to be giving you guys everything like that. You can use them and implement them to your own business and see fucking similar results, I would assume, if you give it enough time. So it's the next day now. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the 10K a day mark. We're fucking super close. We're at like $9,800, $9,900. But at the end of the day, I do hope we can hit it today. And we should hopefully hit it today because we did scale the ads again. So yeah. What I'm going to be showing you guys now is the 1K a day strat versus the 10K a day strat. And this was pretty much pulled from me and my brother's brains on the exact reflections we had and the differences we had between $1,000 a day and $10,000 a day. And firstly, I want to share how we went from 10 to 20K a day to 1K a day. Don't know why I did the divide sign and the arrow there. Because if you guys have been following this channel for a while now and you went back to last year, you can scroll back to my old videos. I was pretty transparent, we were making a lot of money. And then at the start of this year, I was also transparent in my day in the life videos or showing you guys, I think it was day in the life of an 8-figure business owner or whatever. We were downscaling. We had to downscale the shit out of our brand because we had pushed the ads hard. We got lazy. It was Christmas. We're like, oh, let's just take a couple months off or whatever. And then we ended up downscaling because our offers were fatiguing, our creators were fatiguing. So we had to lock back in and kind of, make something work. Because that's the difference between like me and someone else is that they would have probably killed the product there as we focus on finding new angles and tapping into new angles because I'll explain why with the examples later, why that's so important. Anyways, coming on to the 1K a day strat now. This is just some examples I pulled from our ad accounts. So not reflecting on bad ad sets, pretty self-explanatory. I'll go through, just give you the bad reasons, and I'll explain the good reasons in a second. Multiple different campaigns and overlapping campaigns, lazy testing, less than 2 creators per week, way too specific with your tests, and poor ad account health. And then the main thing is being hyper-focused on the product. Because if you guys are making $1,000 a day profitably, I can almost guarantee you that if your product quality is good, you can scale to $250,000 to $300,000 a month just through a plug and play formula. In a nutshell, the difference between 1K a day and 10K a day is a lot of stuff is more simple with 10K a day and a lot of stuff is more complex with 10K a day. You'll see that in a second. 10K a day, hyperfixation on bad ads. And what I mean by this is when you guys are running tests and the tests don't perform well, you have to get a gauge and understanding of why that test didn't perform well in the first place. When we test, we have a testing hypothesis, we have a testing objective, we have the angle, and then we will launch that test and we'll give it 2, 3, 5 days sometimes, and then we will reflect on it. We don't just reflect on the good ads, we try to more focus on the bad ads, put ourselves into that buyer's perspective and understand, what did we show here? Was it the text? Was it the voiceover? Was it the visuals? What made the buyer not want to click through, and what didn't make the buyer stop scrolling? Because there was obviously an issue with that ad. And then we're going to take this data and apply it to the new campaigns we're running. And that's how we're able to get successful much faster. Now, 1 to 2 campaigns per country. You can definitely run more if your ad spend is higher per day, but I would recommend 1 to 2, especially in the beginning stages, because this is going to allow you to have a CBO testing structure, and either an ABO, or either if you want to test offers or split test anything like that you don't want in your main campaign. I see a lot of people in the 1K a day structure, they'll be like, yeah, well, I run this campaign here to fucking East Australia and this one here to South Australia. No, just focus on keeping it as simple as possible, cleaning up your ad account, because it's going to make stuff a lot easier. Now, efficiently testing 3 to 4 creators per week. You would have seen before it said lazy testing 2 creators as well. If you're not testing at least 3 to 4 creators per week and you're spending between $50 to $100, you're wasting product tests. I just have to say it. If you're $50 to $100 is more than enough for Facebook to get a gauge on which creators are performing well, because Facebook's algorithm is like, it's a trillion IQ machine. It knows far better than me, it knows far better than you, and it can tell within a few dollars spent whether a creative is going to perform or not. That's why when I run tests, if the ad doesn't spend after 2 to 3 days, I'll just shut the creative off, because I trust Facebook. And then I'll reflect on that ad. Why didn't it spend? Why did people not engage with it or whatever? So we're using that information to test 3 to 4 creators per week. You can definitely step it up as you get a better team. You get video editors in, when you get, script writers, content managers or whatever, you can eventually step up your creative game. But in the early stages, if it's just you're running everything in-house, it makes it so much easier to test this amount, because it's going to be efficient, because you don't just want to be throwing Hail Marys in all directions. You want to have specific testing objectives, and you want to be able to cross off a aim at the end of the test. Now, broad but focused. You would have seen before I wrote 2 specific. This is the biggest difference I notice, is a lot of you guys who are doing 1K a day or whatever, you'll just be split testing bullshit. I'm not even throwing shade at you here when I say that, because I literally used to do the exact same thing. It's, you will get your video, and then at the very end of your video, the video wouldn't have performed well. And then you might split test, buy one, get one free ends today. How about let's do buy one, get one free today only? Like, doing tests like that and doing unnecessary tests when you don't have hundreds of thousands or that sufficient traffic to your ads and through your website, through the amount spent, it just makes it irrelevant. So focus on casting your net as wide as possible at a specific target demographic. So what I'm saying here is, you'll see the product that I'm running in a second, which is a sleeping product. You don't want to be like, everyone who sleeps, watch this. You might want to be like, if you wake up and you're fatigued, watch this. Or I used to wake up and I was fatigued until I heard about this. You'll see it's pretty broad, but it's also specific on people who are struggling with their sleep. Now, optimize ad account health and good relationship with Meta. And what I mean by this is, if you guys are launching ads, you want to see, like, a new ad account is like a credit score. If you guys are launching ads, they're constantly getting rejected, they're constantly getting banned, you're going to have a bunch of restrictions and stuff in place, even if it isn't exactly visible on your ad account, that are probably hindering your CPMs. If your CPMs are ridiculously high, which will influence your CPCs, it usually means there's a problem with your ad account. And the way that we have optimized this, our product, we're kind of lucky, because it's not really or our videos aren't in any position where they can get banned, because it's such like a kind of user-friendly product. If you have had issues in the past where you've been, DMCA'd or anything like that, build a good relationship with Meta. If you're spending over it's probably like $400, $500 a week, you're going to have access to an option which is called Call with Meta Marketing Pro. Now, being completely transparent with you guys, 99% or 90% of these guys, they're just following a script. Their whole goal is to get you to increase your ad spend. So they'll be like, yeah, I think you should maybe run video ads because they're good. But at the same time, building that relationship with them, because we've had multiple cases where on our main brand, we have had a DMCA claim filed against us. And because we have this good relationship, we know the names, just call us up like, look, right, Josh, this thing's going on. Like, this brand here has filed a claim against you or whatever. We need to look into your ad account ASAP. So then we'll go up, we'll let them look through our ad account and be like, oh, these guys aren't making an issue. As if you're on a new account or you have a poor relationship with Meta, this DMCA claim will get filed against you, and then you'll just instantly be banned like that. Like, they won't bother taking that next step. So it's why it's so important. And then finally, the difference for us, the major one, was hyper focusing on angles and pumping out creators, because creators are king. We did 35 tests before we found this winning creative. And then on the 35th test, we were able to scale from 2K a day to 10K a day. I want to expand on this. And this is why I made this full detailed breakdown here. This is going to be a bit of a longer video, but super fucking important, of these stages of awareness. You might be asking, why is this so important for angles or whatever? If you are able to tap into a new market stage of awareness, it is like opening up a blue ocean of buyers. In some cases, like we are at the moment, you're able to tap into this and you're able to scale to insane numbers just by putting your product in front of a new audience. It's like having a new winning product every time you can tap into a new audience. So coming into the first stage, now unaware. Now for this example, I decided to go with a sleep product because I don't know, I just chose it off the top of my head, and it just seemed applicable. So now this is probably the hardest angle to target, because you have to objection handle and you have to let people know they have a problem, let them know of the solution, then make your product make sense with a good offer to structure it correctly like that. Because if you guys can tap into this, you can convert people like you've never fucking seen. And that's how some angles, like this angle here, can sell at like 3 to 4 ROAS. This is what I've like kind of written this up, and yeah, so these people don't know they have a problem, they just feel off. So if you're getting up in the morning, maybe you're like just feeling a little bit off through the day, you're getting into a slump. We're targeting at these people here who don't know it's a sleep problem, but we're going to convince them that it's a sleep problem. So I just whipped this image ad up with ChatGPT. You guys can just copy this down or take a pause and kind of screenshot it, but I have to move pretty fast through this video. This is just me whipping up the fastest static ad that I could. And you guys can see, this looks pretty fucking sick, right? This looks like a good static ad that could perform well. So we're going to test it. I would also run 3 different variations of this. So I would run this ChatGPT prompt here, and then I would be like, give me 2 other variations of this that I can test. So we're maximizing our tests. Like I was saying, broadening the angle, not making it so it's hyper specific and like changing, you don't have a motivation problem, you have a sleep problem. Sleep's a problem for you, let's change that. No, we're going to completely change this image around, use different images, and use that different visual scroll stopping hook so we can capitalize on it. Now, the next stage is problem aware. This is for people that they know they have a sleeping problem, but they don't know that there's any effective solutions for them. So this was kind of the angle that we whipped up. You can see that the goal is to agitate the problem and then create urgency and pose our product as the only solution. See, struggling to fall asleep is more dangerous than you think. And then we've got a guy here looking in the mirror, under eye bags, looking really tired. Here's why poor sleep might be the reason your life feels like it's falling apart. Great freaking static ad. And this was the only thing I pasted into ChatGPT. Again, I'm doing everything on this through ChatGPT. I haven't touched it up at all through Cam. So that was the prompt there. Which is solution aware. Now, these guys know that sleep aids exists, but they haven't chosen one yet. So we have to pose our product as a better solution, something they've heard before. This is why we compared it to melatonin, because this is one of the most popular sleep aids. And you can see that, waking up with melatonin might make you feel groggy, brain fog, whatever. And then you can see that the comparison we used here was a girl with melatonin, waking up tired, using our Genius Sleep product, and waking up feeling refreshed. Again, you want to go through, make sure this is all right, capitalize that, and maybe just improve on the copy a little bit. But for the most part, this is a good creative. And that was the prompt that I used there. Now, moving to product aware. And this is, they've either heard of our product, they've heard of similar products, but they're just unsure that, it's right for them. So we just have to give them a little nudge, usually in the form of this creative here, which you'll see. And it'll be like, what makes Genius Sleep better from the rest or different from the rest? So GPT decided to whip up this with the prompt. I bought this sleep supplement off Amazon. Here's my honest review after 30 nights. 30 nights, I'm not just sleeping, I'm thriving. And you can see there, he's holding up the product. Another fucking banging creative, like another completely different but remaining the same angle of people who are struggling with sleep. That's one example for the product aware stage of things. And then you can run this prompt here. This is the exact prompt that I ran. Coming to the last stage, which is most aware. Don't know why I capitalized that. These guys are ready to buy from you. They just need a final nudge. So they know what your product does. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to go through and like break down everything, the benefits. You'll see this is super simple, limited restock, only 500 units available. Now, these are good for retargeting campaigns and everything like that. This is the final nudge. So that was the prompt I ran for this. And this was the main framework I focused on when I was scaling from 2K a day to 10K a day. But instead of using statics, we also included video ads in them. And the way you do video ads, you just ask ChatGPT. You tailor this script around videos, and then you run it as a prompt, and you either send it out to UGC creators or and that's what I'm saying. If you guys can tap into one of those angles, it essentially opens up a completely different demographic of people you can target, and then you can start scaling your product to the moon again. And this is the number one reason why I see people fail, why I see people not scale, is because they don't give it enough time. Right? I gave our product a month and a half. I can take products that are dead, everyone thinks is dead, find a unique winning angle for it, and then scale it up to 10K a day very fast. Now, if you guys stay to the end, you guys can message me on Instagram with any questions. I also am, as a gift to you guys who watch the videos all the way through, I'm making a Discord, and this is going to be like a pretty private Discord. I'm not going to leave it or leave a link to it in the description of any of my videos. And yeah, anyone who does watch at the end, you guys can message me asking for the Discord link. Going to keep it super small because I'm going to be giving out like a lot more source in there. I'm going to be doing like live product research, live building out websites, and giving you guys a bit more insight on our brands that we're currently running that I can't kind of share online. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, subscribe, and see you guys in the next